Going hard, yo. Go. 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 Going hard, yo. Going hard, yo. Go. 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 Go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Going Hard podcast.
Going hard.
Going hard,
and
yo.
the living's easy.
Yeah, that's
Big Alan's on the microphone with Josh and Pete.
Big Alan is not on the microphone, but that was very
Linguini Bastards even on the lease.
Yeah.
Callback.
Yes, the linguini lasagna man, Alan himself.
Yeah.
So welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh DeLay, usual host, and we're joined
by
Chase Raeder, who may as well be
our
at
usual
this point.
guest.
Yeah,
So,
that's the third time in 5 weeks. I think.
it's.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like I've been on this podcast too much.
Yeah,
I feel
you think
like
so?
I feel like I went from like competing with Ethan to be the guest with the most appearances.
Yes.
And then I just really overshot that, and I think Ethan might have been on to something. Like, now I'm the guest with too many appearances.
Yeah.
It's like, get a new guest, man.
Ethan understands the idea of saturation.
Also, I really feel like it's maybe just the visual death knell of any podcast is if it's just the same guest every fucking time.
Yeah, but I don't even I don't think of you as even a guest. You're more than a guest. You know what I mean?
I'm like a tumor.
You're like Shemp. You're like Shemp from the Three Stooges. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
how well did that work out?
I don't know. I actually don't really know the actual trajectory of the Three Stooges. Like, I don't know what it even meant when Shemp was there. I don't know if it was a different era. I actually don't really know what.
Yeah, I don't
even
remember.
Means. You know what I mean?
I don't think it worked out well. Look at where they are now.
They're all dead, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
They have to be, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
No, I was just talking about the fact that you don't see them in too many movies anymore.
Oh yeah, their career is definitely died.
I wasn't trying to get dark with it.
Right. It would be funny to see fucking Mo Howard in a drama.
That would be.
He has like the Jim Carrey career arc.
Yeah,
Like
I could see him in like a revamp of Forrest Gump.
Or like the number 23 with Mo Howard.
He's just getting bopped in the head with a clock that
Yeah,
somehow has the number 23
exactly.
on it. It's like a military
Everything
clock.
always has the number 23.
Yeah.
So anyway, as you can see,
He's like, I've got 23 chromosomes.
you'll have 23 chromosomes. I'm done with you. He's knocking him retarded. I'm knocking into last week or whatever, what people say. So yes, Chase Raeder is back, and thank you, by the way. I'm just going to extend a thank you to you, or else it would have just been me again.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that.
No, that is true.
I mean, I saw that last week, and
Not great.
it was grim. It was a little grim.
So basically, for the third week in a row, I mean, we had a different roster on the podcast now for 3
That's
consecutive
true.
weeks. Producer Pete's been gone for all of them.
Yeah, I know.
He's
He's actually the most consistent one in that he's been gone every time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's going to leave the audience longing for him.
Yeah, consistency through omission.
Yes.
I think they call that.
Yeah. So Alan now, I mean, I don't know when next time we're going to see Alan on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because he has COVID. So it was his turn to have COVID
Yeah,
now.
that ticks one box.
So last week when Alan was shaming me for having COVID, I could have definitely just been over here giving him COVID because he was going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, guys, I kind of knew that, and that's why I wasn't worried about it. But now he's upstairs, and then he's in a world of hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go back too much and call Alan a bug chaser, but I mean...
I think we were onto something.
Yeah, I feel like there's a reason he wanted to talk about that so
I feel
much.
like the evidence is mounting that Alan is in fact a bug chaser.
Just a different type.
Yes, exactly.
Like the flu bug.
Yeah, right. The common cold bug.
Yeah, which is kind of more savory in a conversation if it enters it, I guess.
Yeah, he has common COVID.
Yeah. I guess it depends on what your intentions are once you get it. If he has ill intent afterwards. I don't know.
It's hard to say with him.
Knowing him, probably.
It always seems like he has ill intent. He's an ill-intentioned man.
Which is the first thing I'm going to tell his child.
Yeah, I mean, someone needs to know. I'd be like, hey, remember how some people in this world are hard workers. Well, your dad, not one of them because he gets COVID all the time.
Yeah, if you watch the podcast, you'll notice just segments where, I mean, your dad is kind of missing.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that is? It's because he abandoned his friends.
Yeah, he abandoned his friends. That may be a word you want to just
acquaint
keep
yourself
rolling
with.
around in the back of your head.
Acquaint yourself with the whole concept and idea of being abandoned, because it's going to be a recurring theme in your life.
It's like your father smokes, but only when he wants to start a new family somewhere.
Exactly. So the first sign is a pack of Lucky Strikes. So anyway, Alan out with COVID, so obviously he's not recording the podcast now, which is this week's podcast.
Yeah.
Next week, I don't know if you have heard this news, but his wife is the plan is to induce her on Tuesday of next week.
Okay.
And we record on Wednesdays.
Yep.
So he's not going to be around for that.
That could be problematic.
He might still actively have COVID at that point. I don't fucking know.
That's true.
I mean, I don't even think COVID's real, but if it's real, he's
really got.
He's really got whatever that is, you know?
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I remember it was coming up at some point, but
yeah, so that's real. That's just happening now.
Yeah, I knew they were juggling it or whatever, trying to fit it in amongst.
Yeah, that's fun these days. Imagine like back in the day when you used to have a child and you just die, and the child everyone just dies as a result of birth. It's crazy that now you can just like plan it.
I mean, yeah, and people think we're more efficient now.
I think we are.
That's like the peak of efficiency.
Oh, two
fucking,
birds, one stone.
It's fucking sprinting through a life.
Yeah.
If the goal is just to get through it quick, man, how far back we've been set.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's a really good point.
I mean, I tend to have a skewed view on all of this. It's kind of been a running theme through.
I can't imagine this is how they're feeling.
Yeah, maybe not. It's probably more of a joyous time.
Yeah, I think they're.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying. I'm glad that we've advanced so that like Alan and Carly can live.
So specifically when my friends do it, it's fine. Right?
Yeah.
Like everyone, whatever.
I'm just saying, if it was me, if I was the one having a child, like giving birth, I'd be like, man,
let's just take me out with it.
Yeah. I've been through a lot. Maybe
it's time. It's high time.
I scratch your back, you scratch my. I put a life into this universe.
Take one out. Yeah, it's all even.
Yeah, even Stevens, and then you just fucking.
Yes, you're a math guy.
Slip off.
I'm a math guy. You know. And really, that's the point anyway. I mean, once you give birth, I mean, what do you really at that point? What is your purpose going to be on this earth after that? You kind of did the thing.
You did.
You know,
yeah.
You were part of a species, and you helped keep that going.
You did. Yeah.
I mean, you procreated. You were procreation or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. After that, I don't know. Maybe climbing Everest.
Yeah, I guess.
That's like the only thing.
I wish Alan was here so I could ask him to ask his wife if she's going to climb Everest.
Well, he's been taking some classes, so they probably teach you about that sort of thing, too.
Oh, you think they, like, prepare you for the feelings?
I mean, probably. They're like...
The postpartum...
They're like, listen, you know how they say that fucking a speedball is the highest that you'll ever get, or ayahuasca is the highest you'll ever get? Giving birth... highest you'll ever get.
Highest you'll ever
And this is coming from a Lamaze instructor who's fucking been beyond the pale their share of times, okay? Now listen here. Childbirth, way up there. It's going to knock you off of everything. You're going to wish you could inject it. You can't. It's impossible. But it's... So then you're going to have to enter a 12-step program. The third step is climbing Everest. We haven't even figured out the steps after 3, but we're just trying to... After you give birth, your whole life is just going to be devoted on finding ways to live and cope with the fact that you've attained the peak of what you can,
Wow, that
at least
great.
That's what I've heard.
That's great. Like, most people just die on Everest. We don't have to worry about it after that. You know?
Green shoes up there. That was one.
Green shoes? What's that?
Green boots? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. This is a reference I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's one of them up there that has, like, boots or something.
Oh, so there's a dead guy up there with boots on?
He's a landmark now.
Oh, seriously?
Well, yeah, because they leave all the dead people up there, you know?
They don't take them down?
Well, they can't.
Why not?
It's like too much resources and stuff. It's not safe to like bring them down.
Not worth it.
Yeah, they just are like, well, I guess you're here.
Yeah.
And then like, there's some dude with like some distinctive ass part of his attire that like they're like, oh yeah, you take a left at Green Boots.
That's eerie, dude.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
I mean, like, think about it. He's probably more well remembered, at least amongst people that do Everest type shit, than like a lot of the people that made it to the top. Name one of those.
I had no idea.
That guy in the movie Mr. Deeds, but what's his actual name?
Oh man,
Pretty sure he's a real guy.
What, was he a real guy?
No.
It was
I don't know.
I actually do know his name.
Do you?
Well, his last name.
Sandbaker Deeds.
It was some. Well, Sandbaker. It was Longfellow Deeds.
Well, that was
Adam
Sandler's
Sandler. But the other guy's, I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Blake.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I watched Mr. Deeds way too many times.
This actually was all an elaborate gaslighting to get you to admit to your secret love.
Here's
of
the deal,
Adam
man.
Sandler.
I don't. There's certain things in life.
Because I don't think it should be a secret.
I'm very loud and proud about it.
Yeah.
There's certain things in this world where, like, I feel like people want to shame you for liking them because they're popular. Like, you know, like Adam Sandler's like the Nickelback of comedy, kind of. You know what I mean? Though,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if that's perfect because Nickelback hasn't really had the longevity.
No.
Who would be the Adam Sandler of music?
Man,
Like
I don't know.
Pearl Jam?
Maybe.
That doesn't seem right. With the Foo Fighters?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
The Foo Fighters are kind of the Adam Sandler of music.
I could see that as a comparison.
Yeah.
Any comparison I have is just going to be flawed.
Well, it's not. Look,
It this,
not perfect.
This whole thing set me off on a weird tangent I was thinking about earlier, and now I feel like I have to bring it up. So sorry about that.
That's totally fine.
I don't think it's Nickelback. I think it's who does that song? I think it's Theory of a Dead Man, maybe. That I Hate My Life song or whatever.
How does it go?
Oh, I'm so sick of the hobos.
Hobos?
Yeah, it's like that's.
What?
I'm so sick of the hobos.
Wait, I thought you said he hates his life, not the
They're
hobos.
always on my ass. Or what? It's like so you never.
This
This
not
is
a
like a
song?
radio play song. Yeah.
There was a popular song about a guy hating
Yeah, he's
hobos?
talking about like going to the strip club. He just hates everything, and he goes to the strip club or whatever.
Hate
And then
the
he's talking about
hobos.
talking to a.
Who is that relatable to?
I don't know. Apparently, a lot of people. But then, like, there's a line in there where he's talking about. Well, I tell her she's a nice piece of ass, then her daddy punches me in the face.
Okay.
And it's like he's trying to get across the message he hates his life. It's like, that's a very...
That sounds good.
I feel like that's kind of
It's a
understandable.
cool life.
But also, it is kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
He's like just walking around telling a lady she's a nice piece next to her dad.
Yeah.
Just gets punched in the face.
Yeah.
Clearly doesn't really affect him. He's like, that's just what I do, man.
Yeah, to me that sounds like a good time.
He's fucking sick of hobos and
It's
stuff.
a hell of a story.
Yeah.
This
I can't
guy,
believe you've never heard this
I don't know,
song.
this guy would be a hell of a good time at a party, though.
Yeah, it's a Nickelback. It reminds me of Nickelback.
In one breath, you're like, this guy is like alt-right because he's like talking about he hates homeless people. But then he has this hilarious story about catcalling this woman in front of her dad. This guy's a fucking riot,
It's like,
dude.
wowzers.
This guy, wowzers.
That's what I say about stuff now.
You're a wowzers guy.
Yeah,
now?
I've fully just embraced it.
That's funny.
Look at what I'm wearing, man.
There's someone else. There's someone else who's been saying wowzers a lot lately. I can't remember who it is. Somebody else in my life has been doing it. Though.
That's intriguing.
Yeah, I can't remember. Someone's been saying it because I've been saying it a time or two now. Is wowzers is that a thing now? Is it new? It seems old.
It is. And if it is a thing, I haven't seen it around.
Yeah.
I'm just entered my head right now.
So maybe you invented it.
I don't think that's the case.
So wait, so you're saying all right, here we are. We're sitting down with the man who invented wowzers.
Yeah.
Wowzers. It's like
You've had a lot of inventors on this show.
We tend to have
The guy who invented that dress.
Yes, we had the inventor of the dress.
I can't believe I remember
It's
that.
not that dress. It was the dress.
The dress. Okay.
It was a dress.
I call it that dress. See, that's where I disagree with most people.
Interesting.
Some people call it the dress. Some
Yeah.
people call it that dress.
That would be confusing if you're
Because it has caused them duress. And they're like, that dress. They don't want to be that close to it.
Okay, yeah.
At least that's my mindset.
No,
right
for
now.
sure, dude. Yeah, I mean, that might confuse some people, though, because you say that dress, they'd be like, well, which one? But you say the dress.
Yeah.
There is only one.
That's true. But
You
if
know what
they've
I mean?
talked to me for any amount of time, they're going to know which that dress is.
That is true. You very quickly wedge that into conversation.
I'm like, now listen. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Chase. What do you do?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Now listen.
With the
About the dress.
Yeah.
I don't call it the dress.
yeah.
Like,
Let me do
what
it.
the fuck
let
are
me,
you talking
Let me do address the dress.
Yeah. there's something we need to address. It's the dress.
Within 5 minutes of any conversation with you, you've brought up the dress and the ice bucket challenge.
I'm like, yeah, that's why we still got fucking ALS.
You love just talking about the 2012 trends.
I thought that was the cure.
The cure?
Yeah.
The cure for
when
what?
When my grandpa had ALS, I just fucking dumped a bucket of ice on him. I just wondered why I didn't get better.
Very confusing, the whole thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was very confused.
I thought it was like holy water.
He had dementia. He's confused a lot.
Just throwing a bucket of cold water on a dementia patient.
Well, I was trying to help him.
Ah! He'll forget. It's fine.
Yeah.
He'll get over it.
Keeps him alive, you know.
A person with dementia, that's a person who's really good at just getting over it, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Every day is a new day.
He'll be over it.
That's the terrifying thing. It's like completely new, like before and after.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody lives in the present like a fucking dementia patient.
No, right.
Because they have
I punched my dementia having grandpa in the face. I said, no, he'll get over it.
Well, I mean, it made sense though, because he would always do that kind of stuff. He's like, doesn't it feel good when I stop?
Wait, what?
He'd like fucking pinch your nose or something.
Did your grandpa physically like hurt you?
Yeah, he hit me with a strap.
Yeah.
And a strap.
Okay, I was gonna ask what a strap was.
A strap, like a belt, like a piece of leather.
Oh, okay.
And then a strap also similar.
What's a strap?
You strap your razor on it.
Wait.
Like a straight razor.
He cut you with a razor?
No, he hit me with the thing.
So a strap.
It's another leather thing.
That's like the old timey.
Yep.
The straight razor. They'd always do that thing. That's a strap.
Yep, and then a switch.
Wow. Yeah, I know a switch.
And then a switch blade. He whittled it.
He whittled it with a strap.
Well, whittled the handle. He fashioned the other out of a bit of metal.
Yeah, I figured so.
And that's how I have this scar you see here.
I thought you were going to actually show me a scar.
No, I lied about that whole thing. He did have dementia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
And he would pinch your nose and say that. But then after that, it kind of got off the rails.
Yeah, I would imagine. Wait, so while he had dementia, he still had the wherewithal to pinch you?
Probably for a bit. I don't know. It doesn't just happen all at once.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, maybe it does for some people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably quicker and slower for people.
Yeah.
That's the part I look forward to.
See,
it's just the fading away. You know, like every time you say, like, hey, there's like just a little bit less there.
Each time.
Well, you're like, hey, grandma. And it's like, there's just a little more pause before they come back and do that. And then one day there's just no.
Just one grain of sand at a time.
Yeah. Like grains of sand in the hourglass.
Fucking hourglass
These
brain,
are the
dude.
Grandparents of our lives. You know what? I think Alan and I fucking were talking about grandparents the whole goddamn time too.
Oh yeah, I listened to that episode. You guys did good, by the way.
Well,
I mean,
thanks,
Alan completely fucked the audio, but other than that, it was good.
Yeah, I
was entertained.
I'm surprised there was any salvageable footage at all. So that's
no,
good.
you guys did great. Honestly, you're a great replacement.
Well, that's
why we keep having you back every week.
It's very surprising.
That's why you can no longer escape.
Yeah. It's really a whirlpool situation. I feel I strayed a little too close.
You're locked in now, buddy.
Should have just stayed from the viewing deck. And
yeah.
It's enjoyable from up there.
Yeah, it's got to be
down here. It's kind of a maelstrom.
Oof, it sure is, buddy.
But I thought about
takes its toll
about this, hammering it in more about old people. One thing, they talk about like scientific advances, like modern, like medical marvels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of them. Like even, since your grandparents' age, there's been so many medical advancements and stuff. A modern marvel of medicine, really, like the truest one I've thought of.
What?
Living grandparents.
Yeah.
Like think about that. It's fucking simple.
That concept alone.
But yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like it'd be my grandparents were alive.
Yeah.
I was barely alive. I had to fucking crawl my own way out of the womb. My mom was on the battlefield dead.
Yeah.
Half her blown off.
Yep.
So I'm missing my foot.
Fucking dude, that's kind of brilliant, actually.
I don't know about that. That's
hey, you know what technology has benefited the most from this this novel idea of living grandparents? You know what
Hearing
technology?
aids?
Well, that for sure. So maybe not the most, but what I think is a very surprising
Viagra.
well, that's not a surprising technology. That's a very specific technology for the geriatric. But here's a surprising technology that has thrived as a result of living grandparents. The concept of living grandparents, and that is tablets.
Oh, that's true.
Old people love
Old
tablets,
people and
dude.
kids, man.
They love tablets.
Yeah, from the cradle to the grave.
It's truly.
Yeah. And you can watch on them that movie.
Yes.
With DMX.
I was gonna say, is that DMX?
Yeah. Cradle to the Grave. With a 2.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a sequel.
You know that, he, DMX, when he died,
Yeah.
He got brought to the graveyard in a monster truck.
I'm very aware.
So we
talked about it at work. Probably daily.
You should have said the headline of that should have been from the cradle to the grave digger.
That is good. That is pretty
like
good.
the monster truck.
Yeah.
That's the only monster truck.
One time I said that I thought the song X Gon' Give It To You was about his will, They thought they were going to get stuff in his will. Made the mistake of saying that at work. And, fucking this one guy took off with it. He said, a lot after that.
Wait. So you said that you thought that X going to give it to you is about he's going to give it to you in his will.
Yeah. I thought that's why people were so excited, following his monster truck and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that's what all those bikers were there for.
They were waiting for him to give it to them.
I got my saddlebags already.
All of his fortunes.
Yeah, and then it turns out, not that much fortune.
Yeah, it turns out he's probably talking about fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was talking about maybe fighting and fucking.
Fighting and fucking.
I mean, I don't know.
Two very primal.
Yeah. Sometimes it's so primal that there's not even really, it's a very blurry line between you're fighting somebody, next thing you know, you're like, well, I have to assert my dominance.
Yes, exactly. Or sometimes you're fucking
At least, I don't know.
Fighting,
That's the vibe I've gotten from some songs. I feel like it can be both.
Yeah, you're not sure if it's about a fight or if it's about making love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Foreigner songs where I have it the opposite way.
Wait, Foreigner songs?
I think they're supposed to be about making love.
Wait, like foreign?
Yeah, like sitar music and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. And marimbas and things.
Yeah, you mean like ABBA or something?
Yeah. No, I always thought ABBA was about fighting.
Yeah, dancing.
Waterloo.
Wait,
what's a bigger fucking fight than that?
Well, here's the deal. I don't know too much about ABBA.
I don't really
I shouldn't introduce ideas into this podcast that I'm not ready to talk about.
Yeah.
I know Dancing Queen. What's there's a song called Waterloo.
Yeah.
It's by ABBA.
It's by ABBA.
Is it good?
I mean, it's by ABBA.
Is it about Iowa? It's about Waterloo,
No, I'm
Iowa?
pretty sure it's about the Battle of Waterloo.
What was that?
I don't know, some European history shit.
Who gives a shit? I mean, how boring must those wars have been?
I think Napoleon was involved, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool then, maybe.
I don't really remember how it goes. I do know that I was forced to watch that Mamma Mia movie once, though.
Oh, so they also sing Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know any of this shit, dude.
Yeah, well, I both pity you and I'm very envious.
Here's what I'm gonna do. The next time I have a girlfriend, I'm gonna actually just not be a dick, and I'm gonna actually just let her entertain me with the things that she enjoys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So because I think I do maybe need a more well-rounded perspective on the world. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
At a certain point,
I've tried to do that, and I don't know if I can recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch just shitty media with your girlfriend?
Oh.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know how much of my life has been that.
Yeah?
No. I mean, sometimes, though.
I mean, look, my ex-girlfriend, I could have watched, anything she would have wanted to watch, I would have pretty much disliked. So,
I mean, there are a few things.
But I just never even entertained it, which I think maybe I lost some favor as a result.
Yeah, probably.
I was like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do instead? I'm gonna go drink vodka and play poker by myself.
Whether you call it capitulating or compromising or whatever, that you probably got to do.
It would be capitulating, but
I
would definitely frame it as a compromise.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of getting at.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel it's probably good to have.
There's
some
a
give and
fine
take.
line between capitulation and compromise. Don't you think, Lolo? Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, shit.
Lolo.
Oh,
this
shit.
is unexpected. What a time
This
to
is
be
very
alive.
unexpected.
What a time to be alive.
I'm just looking at myself in the...
Hey, Lolo, would you agree that in a relationship there's a fine line between capitulation and compromise?
What does capitulation mean?
It's basically when a guy bends to a woman's will.
I like capitulation.
Yeah, I figured you would. It definitely favors your sex, that's for sure.
Well, I'm glad we got a definitive answer.
Well, I mean, that was very quick. You know,
That was actually kind of like
Usually I wait for
perfect
the-
timing. Like we just brought it up.
Right.
Fucking Lolo swoops in.
yeah, it swoops in.
Like a fucking dove with an olive branch and just brings in an answer for the question.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, sure. Here, ask it into the microphone.
Can we take a shot?
I have an answer. Yes.
Fuck
yes, we
yeah.
can. This podcast is about to get real racist. Here we
Just
go.
Brought to you by Lola.
Chase and I were having a very civil conversation about
Old people.
the old people and relationships
and compromise.
real world things. And,
And
now
yeah.
I'm gonna start talking about the fucking Native Americans.
This looks very interesting.
What is this?
Caffeinated sparkling water.
Yeah.
Fuck
Well,
yeah,
Chase
man.
is, he doesn't
He's all hopped up.
he's sober. You know. This?
Well, till we take that fucking shot
Oh,
at him.
Jesus.
No. He can't take a shot.
Oh, what the
I'm
hell,
not
man?
allowed?
He's actually not allowed. He's the one person that would actually physically restrain from doing any alcohol.
Yeah.
That's a fine question.
Said we.
Well,
Alan boarded it
Big
all
Alan.
up.
Oh, Big Alan has COVID, by the way.
No.
Yeah. And they're supposed to have their baby on Tuesday.
That's why he got it, probably. That
Yeah.
dirty bastard.
I think you gave him COVID. I'm just kidding. I know. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, do not make me feel
I'm
bad.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. You didn't give him
I thought
COVID.
he put these up here. I didn't notice.
It's great. Oh, yeah, find some booze.
There's like a drop of this left.
Well, whatever you find, Daddy will. Daddy's into it.
Daddy, Daddy, well,
I don't know. I
Oh,
should.
you're
I.
naughty.
I really shouldn't be drinking tonight, but it's kind of already begun.
It's kind of already
Yeah.
begun. Yeah, there you go.
My roommate, or not my roommate, my friend that lives upstairs gave me
Very good. I wish I had friends upstairs, like
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that would be pretty
Be
sweet.
nice.
It'd be good to have a man on the inside.
Do you think God's up there?
It's kind of a loaded question.
Yeah.
I don't want it on record, you know.
Why not, dude?
Well, because
We never talk about God on here.
yeah,
We've tread a lot of different ground. Well, really a lot of the same ground, but just in different ways.
yeah.
But we don't ever talk about like God.
I think God is probably just an old person somewhere with dementia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why God's so forgiving, because he doesn't remember
Well,
anything.
yeah, and that's why we're like all where we are, you know.
God's
It's like, help, and he's like, "Ooh."
God's actually
He's
God.
just waving as he
Yeah.
goes by the world.
It's like God. What are we drinking here?
Well, yours is Powers.
Okay.
This is the rest of the bullet.
Very good. To God.
To God.
Ah.
I'll let you boys.
Woo! Oh
back
my
to
word.
it.
Ah, blah, blah.
I just had to come. I knew you were podcasting, so I had to come.
I appreciate your
Yeah.
yes. Capitulating to our will.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
What? Yeah.
I don't know.
Go capitulation.
All right.
Everyone, Lolo, everyone.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Lolo. Very good.
She knows how to make an entrance and how to make an exit.
Honestly,
too. Just, yeah.
that was very concise.
That's the
you know?
nice pop in.
Didn't overstay her welcome.
No.
Just popped in.
I wish I knew how to do that sort of thing.
Boy, isn't it tough?
Yeah.
I'm
Look,
actually.
I mean, look at me now.
well, no, you're not only welcome, you're needed.
yeah. Well,
different.
that's the thing. It's like that's when I was like, oh man, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's not am I not welcome? It's like I can't leave.
yeah. Hey, I'm sorry, bud. You were the go-to.
Yeah. Well,
No.
that's really just that's bad news for you then.
No, it's great.
Mm.
But I couldn't ask for a better partner in crime.
Better seat filler. Fuck yeah.
Well, you definitely are. You're filling that seat nicely. All right. That
Alan and I both have bony structures. So.
Alan isn't that bony anymore. He's gotten kind of fat.
Well, yeah, but there's still the structure underneath is still bone. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Do you hear why he said why he got fat? Do you ever talk to him about that?
No.
He was like, well, yeah, my wife's fucking fat now. So
I'm a gentleman, and I never ask Alan how much he weighs.
Yeah, well, I do.
Yeah.
I always have my finger on that.
No, but I do make sure to come around every time he steps on the bathroom scale and sneak a look in the window.
To give him a little reach around.
Well, yeah, I want to know, but I'm not going to ask.
Do you think you gain weight when you get a boner?
Yes.
I do.
The blood becomes heavier.
Yeah.
But it goes up. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe it's just more. The blood gets more dense, I think.
I gained like
and
3.
then,
Dude, I gained like.
But it gets lighter, like helium.
Oh, sure.
So that's what goes up.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got that hot air balloon dick.
Yeah. It's kind of like an air compressor, and that's why you see the condensation shoot out at the end.
Yeah, that's just built up condensation that wells.
Yeah, because your testicles are hot. And hot that condensation.
Of course, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it
it's
works.
It's like one of those like Bunsen burners where it has like the little drop that comes out at the end.
Yeah.
You know, like
and
how
then it
twirls around.
It builds up in the pipes and stuff. And then,
or the beaker.
Yeah. It boils its way up.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Poofs out. Poofs out into steam, and there you go.
You get a girl pregnant, you're so confused. Like, it was just condensation.
Dear God.
Fucking blasted condensation all over this chick's face.
The fucking air purity in this place must be dog shit. Like, I rate at your child thinking that the air is just unclean. It's like, this is just another reason I didn't want to bring a child into this world. If the air is so unclean, then it can do this.
Yeah, we're in fertile air right now. This is it's coming to room is.
I'm never bringing my daughter into a world where there's fertile air.
Hey, you know what's something I learned about, speaking of all this pregnancy talk and Alan being everyone, all this shit?
Yeah.
I learned that women can only get pregnant like a couple days of the month.
Yeah.
Like you can just bust inside like most of the time and it's fine.
Yeah.
Did you know this?
I mean, I've been told certain things. I believe nothing.
Well, that's how I've been going with it. Until recently, when I was told that
I can't afford to. You've
$600.
You've been around. No, you've been around me enough.
Oh, I think I've been around the abortion.
That my genetics, they're not good.
How come? What do you mean, dude? You're my best friend. Clearly,
severely mentally ill.
Well, your mental health could use a little
addictive
work.
Personality, perhaps.
You have a bit of a boozing problem.
Yeah. Just a lot of things. You
have scoliosis, right?
Scoliosis.
Oh no, this is bad.
That's another one. You're fucking physically frail as hell.
Brittle bone syndrome.
Yeah, like brittle bone disease.
Yeah.
Fucking. It's ridiculous stuff, man.
Okay, yeah.
Just poor genetics.
Well, I shouldn't reproduce either for many of those same reasons.
See,
I have it on all the same fronts. Physically, I'm kind of okay.
Yeah, you've got it on all the kind of cylinders. But yeah, no, it's just the mental things. Like, I don't know. My genes shouldn't be.
You're right. So
I can't take that chance no matter what I'm told.
But on the other hand, $600 fixes the issue.
Sometimes.
I mean, sometimes an abortion always works.
No,
right?
Every time I've gone, it's been like, sir, I'm sorry. There's been a complication. I'm like, what do you mean a complication? They're like, can't be done. And I'm like, what? You get back in there. I'm like, it's too strong. And
it's too strong.
Yeah, they're like, it wrestled the
fighting
thing.
back.
That's another reason. My genetics, I have one very
It's
strong,
just fucking up kicking.
I had one arm that developed see, they're not big or anything, but one developed way faster than the other. So it was like a full-grown man's arm when I was
shit.
Infant. So
you're going to pass down an abortion fighting.
Yeah. It just grips
trait.
It'll grip it and rip it, man.
Oh, man,
like, wow, they're getting whipped across the room.
The fetus just up kicking the vacuum like a fucking MMA fighter. Fighting off his back.
It's like, how far along is she? It's like 2 weeks, man.
It's like, holy shit.
The genetics are out of control.
Yeah. So anyway, I was told by multiple women that this is true.
I know there's like a certain time where it's like, because it all goes in a cycle and whatever.
Yeah.
There's only a part of it where
ovulation.
Yeah, where they're fertile during that.
Yeah.
I was never sure which, I always forget which part which it falls into. But
so anyway, somebody told me that that's a thing, and I've been on a good healthy streak of pulling out.
I mean, that's good to hear, I guess. Yeah.
You know? But then, like, I didn't a couple times. I heard that, like, it was fine.
Like, from the lady immediately out, she's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, just immediately.
This
I don't know if I trust that. If
this conversation led to
if it's immediate.
But, okay, now, if it would have just been her and me speaking together,
Yeah.
it would have just been no one else, then I would be like, yeah, this is...
What do you mean?
Well, wait, what?
So you're banging multiple?
No. This was a conversation amongst...
So you
a
were
lady,
banging and people were watching,
yeah,
and then
everyone,
they all had a
they're
conversation.
like, keep that in there, buddy. It's fine.
Yeah. She's just like leaning back and like moving her hips around and stuff. It's like, it's fine, don't worry. It's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm fucking...
I'm inviting the
Yeah.
seed.
I'm planting. She's like, what?
It's germination. Just bites your earlobe.
She's like, I'll catch you later there, Johnny Appleseed. You're like, oh, I've never liked
That's
that less
not
in my
good.
life.
It's like, if I'm Johnny Appleseed, I get to fuck your sister,
Yeah.
too.
She's like, that does seem old-timey and fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Johnny Appleseed didn't plant one seed. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Fuck her. Every apple in the goddamn continental U.S.
You
is
know
next
what's
to that
fucked
fucker.
up? I have a strong suspicion, just thought of it right now, that Johnny Appleseed, his favorite type of pie, not an apple pie, but a cream pie.
Interesting.
Well, think of his name.
That's true, dude.
He seems like he would support fertility more than anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, apples, I mean, if you want to get biblical on it even, I mean, the whole thing of apples always, like, been so representative of fucking, you know?
I thought it was knowledge.
What, the apple?
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's not the whole thing.
Apple of knowledge,
They're in the
man.
Garden of Eden, and the lady's like, oh, I gotta taste,
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be
I gotta
apple
taste
either.
that,
It was never...
that nice big round red apple.
Yeah, it's like, and he's like, oh, fuck.
It was a testicle.
Really?
It was an engorged testicle.
Oh, and they didn't know what they were doing, so she bit him.
Ah,
She's like, just
she'd
fucking...
be doing. God's like, that's how you do
Yeah,
it.
you
Fucking
fucking-
smited her, dude.
I like the idea of God fucking making...
He's,
but, I mean,
dude,
that
he's
is-
trying to jerk off.
Yeah, that does seem fucking accurate, though, because it's like... I've had suspicions about this whole God thing is a dangerous topic, too, but, like...
No, it's not. I told you we haven't touched on this.
He
This
just...
is important.
creates existence, and then, like, puts everything in it, creates it, you know,
Yeah.
but doesn't give any instructions, but he just teaches like my dad does. He's like, that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
He knows, but he didn't like fucking implant
That's
that
what he
knowledge.
did.
Exactly.
That's actually what he did.
I've thought about
So let's be honest. God is definitely a dude.
well,
I mean,
when you think about how much he's fucked up, you know,
Yeah,
I'm sure ladies
exactly.
can get behind that, right?
right.
God
right.
must be a dude. Look at all the problems in the world.
Right, ladies?
I
Right,
agree.
ladies? Right,
I don't
ladies?
care what he is. I hate him.
Dude, I was working on this bit about how this is when I was still dating the previous lady, and you know how her politics were.
Yeah.
You're familiar with that?
Man.
And about how like how I wanted to like start just like really fucking up in a relationship, and every time she get mad, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm just a white cis, you know, man. Men are awful, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to be like this, but you know how we are, you know, like
It's like it's in my DNA.
yeah, just like using that, but like taking like the woke stance, like I'm just a fucking
Yeah.
piece of shit, white piece of garbage.
Yeah, but then she'd be like, "You're just being manipulative. You are a cisgender white piece of shit."
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I know, but I can't help it because I am.
Yeah, she's like, "Well, we're never gonna get to the bottom."
Yeah,
of it."
exactly. It's like, that's good. Just keep watching
Yeah.
fucking American Horror Story then.
Yeah. That does sound kind of accurate. I don't know.
Just go sit down and enjoy the newest season of Queer Eye then. Be to your own devices.
Yeah. Oh man. I like how the God conversation got back to that.
That's the thing. Sometimes on this podcast, things happen to come full circle in,
Yeah.
in mysterious ways.
That's true.
This podcast works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, that's true.
It does, man.
I mean, it's turned my life around several times. I don't know for the better or for the worse.
Oh, I think for the
Maybe
better,
it turned
dude.
it around from the worst to the better ones, and then turned it back around later on. You know, I don't know.
Interesting.
It's done something. I
Interesting.
can't quite put my finger on it, but
I think it's vastly improved your life.
yeah. I mean,
I've noticed that. I noticed since the first time you were on here that
Well-
things have been steadily climbing upward. Think about it. The first time you remember the first time
That's debatable, but I am certainly less drunk now than I was then.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The first time you were on here, you were a fucking alcoholic,
Yeah.
a drunk.
I mean, I was just testing out Phillips gin for the first time.
Yeah, you sure were.
And I wanted to do a thorough job.
That was one of the funniest things when you were like, "Yeah, my girlfriend won't let me drink vodka, so you just go get a fucking traveler of Phillips
Well, she
gin."
said gin was cool.
And you were just drinking it the same way you drink vodka, just straight from the hilt.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna appreciate something, appreciate the most pure form of it. You know.
Oh man, you sure were.
I am a purist when it comes to booze.
There's nothing more pure than Phillips gin.
Yeah.
That is a
It's-
triple distilled.
Yeah, they distill it and then they throw away the part that they distilled and they only keep the shit that,
Yeah, the
that
swill.
normal people would
Phillips
try.
swill.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I can't believe you were drinking straight Phillips gin,
It was
dude.
pretty good.
Man,
It wasn't.
the thing I miss about you drinking
It
the
was
most,
okay.
the thing I miss you drinking the most, if I'm being
That's
honest,
how I used to have fun and stuff sometimes.
I think you're more fun now.
Well, yeah, but not to me.
Well, no, maybe you're not having fun.
No.
I like you more.
Yeah.
The thing I missed the most about you drinking a lot was I would always just have an example of how I'm doing okay.
Oh, that's true.
And now I don't.
Which also, what a fucking long shot, huh? Didn't expect me to come in from the back.
Dude,
It's like, who's the soberest of your friends?
a super long shot, and also
Yeah.
long shot that I could have someone in my life who'd be worse off than me. That's
Yeah.
also a
Yeah,
long shot.
exactly. That's what I mean. I got both ends of the
Dude,
spectrum.
for real. The odds of me finding something that I look at and be like, well, at least I'm not that bad.
I've always wanted, I didn't know what I wanted out of life ever necessarily, other than, maybe try to not be as miserable all the time. But
Good luck with that.
No, so far, zero chance of that, really. But I really wanted to live the breadth of experience, and boy, howdy, have I really done a lot of the low end so far. So I think some of the good stuff
That's
is coming
true.
up before I go.
That is true. It does.
I'm just deluding myself in my waning years.
Well, honestly, you have to. That's the only way to survive. But
No, I feel like I should have deluded myself in my earlier years.
think so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like accepted some of that youthful optimism and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the better way
And
to do
just
it.
because like that, I feel like naturally
That's-
kind of wanes as
that-
you grow. If you don't have that starting out, like what the fuck is that about?
That's why all these people they get people who do well, right? Like
Yeah.
people who do basically do what you're asserting you should have done. Like maybe you get a good degree or you get a good job, you get married, you start a family. But that's why those people almost all have some sort of fucking mental breakdown in their early 30s.
Yeah.
And they either go through a divorce or they just actually have a mental breakdown, which is sad.
Yeah.
But eventually the darkness comes around.
Yeah.
They become alcoholics or they have
Yeah.
some crazy
It does seem to work that way.
You know what I
for
mean?
Sure. It's
They-
gotta I don't know, and I've been kind of proven wrong on this in the
human
past.
nature is not a positive.
No, absolutely. I've become more and more entrenched in that belief. But
Yeah.
if anything, fight against it. Be humane by not embracing that human nature. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Weirdly enough, human nature and humanity may be very far apart,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
It seems that they are.
But maybe that's just the definition everybody knew, and I've just been dumb the whole time.
That's
But
the thing. It's almost it's a secret, right?
that's a lot of things I
like-
find out. I'm like, man, I discovered something pretty. I think I made a little discovery there, and I'm like, everybody fucking knew that.
Yeah, dude.
And
Yeah, dude.
And then I've been telling people now, so then I just look like a big. And then I'm like, you fucks, you just went right along.
They're
with
like,
it.
you're in your
Nobody-
mid-30s. You didn't know that? You
Nobody
fucking
told
idiot.
me. It's just like, we're just gonna let him be fucking retarded and not let him know.
Yeah,
It's like,
dude.
I
know,
get
right?
that it's impolite, but sometimes we want to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't remember where that was going.
That got deep.
Yeah, I
deep for
went
a
down
second
a
there.
path and then I forgot where the path
I
started.
think that shot in this half of 7% beer.
Yeah, it
is
does
starting
make
to,
you philosophical.
Boom, boom, boom. Well, I think I was talking about something. Wait, I was going to talk about. Oh, I already did do that. How I talked about how
You're
you
very on top of
how
things.
you can use. Dude, this is as focused as any podcast
I
we've
know.
ever done. To be fair, it's not like this is a bogey. This is par, you know. But
Yeah.
about using my white
This
my
might be,
whiteness.
might be an eagle.
This might be an albatross.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
you know what an albatross
I don't
is?
remember. That's is that like a triple eagle?
Yes, essentially. Well, a double eagle.
Double eagle.
Right.
Okay.
So that's if you.
I forget how many is between.
So basically,
like,
a par 5, you can have an eagle on a par 5.
strangely enough,
is an albatross.
I think as
really.
far as sports terms go, I might know more golf terms than a lot of sports.
You are kind of dressed like Arnold Palmer right
I've
now,
never,
so it does make sense.
I don't know how the game is played. I don't know anything about. I don't know one club from the other, but I know there's a wedge involved.
Can you please start golfing and just dress like this?
No, I'm gonna start golfing and I'm gonna dress in like Jinko jeans and a chain, like a chain wallet. Yeah. Well, you need the chain wallet to fish it out from the bottom of your pocket. You know, that's down by your ankle.
What was okay? So we know the chain wallet, right?
Yeah.
We know maybe Vans. Were those like the shoes of that time?
Vans. I'd say Etnies maybe.
Etnies maybe.
DC.
Okay, sure.
Those two.
And we know Jinko jeans. What were the shirts? Was it like FUBU or something?
Well,
but FUBU, that was more of like a black thing, right?
I mean, I feel like that's generally.
So what? I
thought it was kind of frowned upon. Like I didn't know back in the day. I thought it was just a brand or whatever. But then I heard later that it was kind of like not cool if you were white to wear that.
To wear FUBU?
Yeah, because it's for us, by us, or whatever. That's what people said.
That's
I don't know if any of that's
means?
even true. Maybe I'm just looking like a jackass.
So FUBU
again.
was like this black owned.
That's what I assumed after
FUBU was
hearing that.
woke before woke, dude.
That's what I thought. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
Are you talking just like rap style clothes or like?
Well, no, like
rap rock?
the fucking new metal, like the new metal attire.
Maybe like Drunken Monkey. I remember that. I got in trouble.
That was a brand.
I had a fucking rap phase back in the day. It was unfortunate. South Pole. You remember that shit?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, would South Pole be the
This
brand?
is a very
then?
intriguing thing for the audience.
What do you mean?
Too. This is very interesting.
What, this
material.
whole thing?
No, just this topic about clothing from the.
I
early
actually
2000s.
think it's interesting.
But yeah, no fucking South.
I don't
Pole
fucking
was one.
look. Let me just say one thing before we even continue here. I've never cared what anybody thinks when I do this podcast. This is about fucking me.
That's true.
You know,
right.
and the views reflect that. Anyway, continue.
That's true. This is like one. 2 when I'm on an episode and I'm like, oh, I gotta figure out if I said something.
Yeah,
really bad.
I gotta go back and see what skeletons you have buried.
But no, I fucking got in trouble in school one time because I wore a Drunken Monkey shirt.
It just said drunken monkey.
It said it was all one word, and the monkey I think was spelled like Munky. So it was real dumb, but it had like a monkey logo on it.
Do you have like
and
bloodshot
whatever.
eyes?
No, it's just like a side profile of like a little
chimp
etching of a monkey.
Sure.
And our like new principal at the time, he fucking didn't cotton to that too good. He was like, well, this is fucking, it supports drinking. You got to turn that.
Oh, because it said drunken.
And I'm like, it's a brand. He's like, no, it's drinking. I'm like, well, I mean, it's a word. And he's like, yeah, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, that guy sounds like a real square.
He was pretty cool.
What a square, dude.
He had a big cool mustache.
He's a square, dude.
You'll never fucking convince me.
It seems like you like him.
I'm not even saying his name. I'm a respectable.
It seems like you're a big fan of this
man.
guy.
I'm not gonna drag his name.
Yeah, I don't like that. And sometimes we're on the podcast here, and Al will like bring up like actual names of our teachers. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, let's not.
It seems like a more professional.
Yeah, let's not do it. You know, there's no reason to.
I just feel like it could be legal trouble
There
somehow.
isn't to dox these people. You know,
Yeah.
That seems a little.
Here's where they live.
Seems a little rash.
Yeah, it
you know?
does. But yeah, no, fucking. What would shirts? I don't know if there's a name of it, but you know, there's like the ones you get at Kmart or whatever that were like pattern shirts that buttoned up, but they were short sleeve.
Sure.
Joe Cool, maybe. That was the Kmart brand.
Okay, yeah, that probably is what it was.
Shopped at Kmart a lot growing up.
That probably is what it was.
Joe Boxer, man.
Joe, you were a big Kmart guy, huh?
Well, we went there a lot, yeah.
Well,
I don't know whether I ever enjoyed it. But
I mean, I would go to Kmart quite a bit.
We fucking went there as it was like the one in Fargo was like on its way
One
out.
of the last
It was
Kmarts.
actually really a very positive Kmart experience.
Dude, especially you would go in there like towards the end.
Dude.
And that place was dying.
Yeah, it was like I kind of like a store with a post-apocalyptic feel.
Dude, that felt
like going into like
it felt exactly like if you were playing Fallout 4 and you walk into like an old mart of some kind.
Yeah, some of the
exactly
Walmarts
like
in
it.
Fargo and whatever. You can walk around there at certain points, and there's just like a half open, half gone. Don't know what they did with it. Can't say half eaten, but half a can of cat food just on a shelf. You know, McDonald's bags and stuff.
Yep.
And I think it's kind of great because it's like,
Love it.
I don't know. I like the post-apocalyptic stuff. I'm like, nobody's probably going to ask me if they are. It's some kind of wild shit.
Yeah, dude.
I like the post-apocalyptic feel. And that's what the Kmart one was. But it was like, there's nothing menacing going on.
No.
I'm getting 75 pairs of sunglasses for $5.
Yeah, the value, dude.
And they were like
The
fucking
fucking
weird-ass
value, dude.
sunglasses. They're like Elton John-style
dude,
sunglasses.
dude.
That never...
All right, should we take a break?
Yeah.
Let's do a break. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Steel Toe Brewing, St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Now, you guys might be thinking this seems very, very regional, right? Like this seems far too local for this to have an effect on your mass audience. Well, let me cut you in on something here. Things aren't going well on our end, and us trying to reach the masses has not worked out, even slightly. So, we're trying to get it closer to home. We're trying to build small before we build big. Does that make sense? I think I heard that in a marketing class one time.
Yep.
Anyway, if you're ever in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, head over to Steel Toe Brewing and get yourself a size 7 India Pale Ale. And don't be confused about the India part of that because that's just kind of a marketing gimmick. There's no Indian people involved in the making of this. Steel Toe Brewing. No Indians were involved in the making of this.
Cool.
All right. Very good. Do you want to do an ad or no? We can
I
just,
don't really have an ad.
okay, we can just do one. And now
Hey.
time, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of the podcast. It's the Going Hard Podcast. Producer P, Alan, and John. All right. Hey, how was your break? Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Hey, Chase. Hey, Chase, how was your break, big
Oh,
dog?
it was terrific, buddy.
I had a really good break, man.
I feel rejuvenated.
Dude, I feel like I'm ready to tackle the second half of this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
I want to do like,
Okay, so
how
long-
long was the first half?
An hour and 2 minutes.
That's kind of what I was
So-
going to say an hour and 1.
So I hope you're ready to do another hour and 2
I was
minutes.
going to say an hour and a half.
Oh,
I
damn.
mean, you got to top yourself. you
That's
know?
true. You got to keep pushing.
Yes.
If Michael Phelps wouldn't have kept pushing, he would have never been the best stoner swimmer of all time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he would have never given birth.
Oh, yeah, he had a water birth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If Michael Phelps wouldn't have kept pushing, he would have never given birth.
yeah, he was the first person to give birth in an Olympic-sized pool.
That is what I imagine. I imagine him coming out in a water birth and he just starts swimming and never stops.
Yeah, he was a tadpole.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
We should try to pitch it.
That's a strong opening
We
for the
should
second
we should try to pitch a TV show to to Michael Phelps about his
That
birth.
would
Be like,
actually be kind of
it's like,
sweet.
hey, you're born as a tadpole, and you end up being a frog.
Yeah, and then every episode he like, it's like a sitcom, right?
Yes.
But he has to be in the pool in every scene. Like, he can't leave the
Oh
pool.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like,
So the plot has to be
we
completely.
really have to work around the fact.
Yeah.
I like a challenge when I write a sitcom.
Oh, a challenge is great.
So it'd be like a big backyard barbecue or something, but it's like in the wreck. And he's like, yeah, pass me a hot dog, guys. They're like, oh, Michael. And
Oh,
I'm
good lord.
Like, more like a can of tuna fish for you.
Yeah, high in protein, Michael.
Michael goes on vacation to like the Florida Keys or something. He gets caught up in a fishing net off the coast. They have to rescue Michael.
He gets a straw stuck in his fucking nose.
It's like both of those things at once. He comes back from vacation. They're like, how was your vacation? Mike goes, my vacation? It's terrible. He like tries to set up a projector to show like a slideshow, but he sets it up in the pool, so it fucks up. It doesn't
He
work.
kills himself.
That's a running joke, is that
Yeah.
he's constantly fucking shit at like trying to use things.
He has
in
a
the water.
crazy girlfriend who's constantly threatening to drop a toaster into the
yeah.
pool.
It's like somebody's constantly stopping her.
Yeah.
Fucking Ryan Lochte is cheating on his girlfriend, and every time he doesn't want to be though,
Right.
and he's like doing it to keep Michael alive. She's trying to kill him every time he tries to break it off with her. But they hate each other. Like fucking Ryan's trying to be his friend, but Michael like hates it. He thinks they're rivals because
Right.
of all that. But he's really saving his life.
Right.
There's some character depth in
This
there.
is pretty good.
It's a good show.
I think if we pitch this to Michael Phelps after he smoked a lot of weed,
Yeah, I mean that's his thing too.
he would be like
The opening scene of the show is like him coming up from the water.
he turns the entire pool into
yeah,
a bong.
He comes like a gravity bomb.
He's just you realize it's a big bong.
Yeah, he like fucking comes out of the water. It's a shot from above, you know. He's
Yeah.
like coming up face straight towards the camera, like opens his mouth, blows out a big plume of smoke,
yeah, dude.
like from his blowhole or whatever.
He's part whale. I thought he was a frog.
He's like just kind of a amalgamation of things.
Yeah, you know.
So he comes up and he just blows fucking bong smoke out. He's like, the only air I can breathe is fucking smoke, dude.
This is really good.
Oh yeah, it's a stoner comedy.
Yeah, yeah. What would it be called?
Oh man, I don't know.
Phelps Pond.
Phelps Pond. I don't. Where? I'm curious about why you're going with Phelps Pond.
Well, because he's
randomly.
a frog. Frogs live
True.
in ponds.
Well,
His name is Phelps.
That's true.
And Phelps Pond just kind of like rolls off the tongue. I
Oh,
think.
that's true, man.
I mean, I'm not saying it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sure there's a bunch of different ways to go. You could call it something to do with gene pool.
And the name's Pool, Gene Pool. There'll be a character named Gene Pool.
He's the neighbor.
Yeah, I'm here to clean the pool.
I'm here to go in the pool. They're like, what? Just do it. Shut the fuck up.
Gene Pool,
We
shut
know
up.
your name. Why do you keep saying it? It's a
He'll be the
terrible-
annoying character. Everyone's like, Gene Pool, shut up.
Yeah, but the show is
They have to always
the
address
show is
him.
titled after that guy just for no fucking explicable reason. I kind of like that.
Gene Pool.
Yeah, that's what I've got for titles so far.
That's pretty good.
Oh, how about Little Swimmers?
Okay. Now we're talking.
That's the sequel about his kids.
Yeah.
He coaches the Little Swimmers. Yeah, he's a swim team coach. No, that could be an episode.
Here we go.
That could be an episode.
Now the wheels
People
are turning.
assume that his wife pressures him. She's like, Michael, ever since you quit the Olympics, ever since you refused to go back to the Olympics, you've got all this spare time on your hands. You're not doing anything with your talents and capacities and things. You got to get out there. You're just stagnating here. How about you go coach? Go coach our kids and stuff. And he's like, that's a good idea. So everybody assumes he's going to coach swimming, right?
Of course.
No. Not at all.
Here's the first major curveball.
Yeah, first major curveball. He's teaching like fucking polo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not water polo.
No, but he has to be
Horse
in the
polo.
water. So they drag this poor horse into
Yeah.
a pool and he has to go. Yeah. The kids have to learn to play it in the pool, but not fucking like water polo.
Yeah, and there's a scene where he gets frustrated and he fucking drowns the horse in front of the kids.
Michael Phelps is much more powerful than I realized.
Uses those big, strong butterfly arms of his.
It's like I think he was built. Everybody says he's just built clearly to swim.
Right.
He's also built to fucking overpower and drown a horse.
Overpower a quarter horse.
Look at his fucking arms. Just snaked around that thing. I think all of it. See, some of the times when we're on this podcast, I'm like, well, none of this can be confirmed. I think this is pretty.
This seems.
It seems
perfectly logical.
Seems accurate.
Perfectly logical.
Yeah. So you probably have to cut all that out.
No,
Otherwise people are going to steal that idea.
That's definitely going to stay in. All that's staying in.
Well,
All that's staying in.
Well, I hope nobody fucking steals that idea and takes our happy retirement away.
That
from
would be
us.
too bad. So, Michael Phelps, if you're listening to the pod, we have a tremendous idea for you. It's very good. All right. Anyway,
Michael,
guys.
we'll talk. Michael, I've contacted you a lot. We'll talk.
Yeah. You can trust this guy.
Look at his face. You can trust this.
Look,
face.
that's a face you can trust, Michael Phelps. look at him vaping, dude. He's just like you. Look at him, dude. He's just like you, dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Going Hard podcast. My word, These are unprecedented times.
Yes, they
for the
certainly
Going
are.
Hard podcast. We've had 3 different rosters and 3 consecutive episodes. It'll probably
I mean,
it'll be different again next week.
You
most
get
likely.
past 100 episodes and weird shit starts
It's getting
to happen.
murky. It's starting to get murky. These are murky waters.
These are
we're in.
unplumbed depths.
Unplumbed depths. So say goodbye to the good folks.
Okay. What a way to end. Goodbye, good folks.
Goodbye, guys. Enjoy the song.
Yeah.
So this next song is it's not gay, and then it's our '90s alternative song.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It's called "Things I Wrote About Francis." Things I wrote about Frances. I still miss her pretty ho-ho. She was a wino and a concubine. Oh, she was appropriately old. And I sit here watching her out on the beach. She had a navy hat and a big old clit. And I knew I'd never forget. Hey, yeah. Things I wrote about Frances. A dirty leaf on a dusty day. She was my father soaked in bourbon. I couldn't convince her I was straight. And I see you've got a kid now. He's half Latino and half white. I see you've got another kid now. He's half black and that's alright. About Frances, the things I wrote about Frances, the things I wrote. All right. Yeah, fuck yeah, guys.